Sound Benji.
Yesterday's class. Right. So I think today we have to work the data types concept, right? Okay. So coming to next scenario. Sorry. Class.
Class.
Do slow sessions. They have to pick up. Okay. So talk to your training team. They're asking for separate sessions. We'll conduct separate sessions for you. Okay, na? Right. Otherwise, they new trainer for you. Right. So coming to next scenario. Today we are going to work with data types concept of the SQL Server. And here some participants. Monica, you missed yesterday's class, right? Please continue. Don't miss classes. Okay, na? So coming to next scenario. Data types, because yesterday I've given more clarity on this. We have different types of data, different types of columns, different things will be there in the tables. So that we have to store different types of data in the tables. For that, we need different data types also. Because there is some column. Yesterday also I discussed, for example, we have product ID. I want to store I'm sorry, I want to store only number family. So I need number related data type, integer data type. Suppose I have something like product name column, I have to store character data. So like this, different scenarios, different data types, different requirements will be there. So now coming to next scenario. Let's start with the number family. Number family. In number family, we have different data types. Integer. Integer means it is perfect number. Perfect number means what? Suppose I'm giving 6. This is perfect number. This is integer. Suppose I'm giving 6.1. So this is integer data, right? But if I want to go with the decimal values, I cannot do it with the integer. So that is integer data type. Then we have float data type. Float means decimal value. So this here we have 6.1. 6.1 means decimal value. So you cannot store this type of decimal value by using a integer data type. Okay, that's why you should go for float only. Then we have some other data type, numeric of p comma s. P stands for precision, s stands for scale. What is precision and scale? So I'll give you some example here. For example, I'm giving it as numeric of 5 comma 2. In this 5 is precision, 2 is scale. Now the question is, what is precision and what is scale? That is what the question is, right? So now thing is, precision indicates total digits in the number. Scale indicates number of digits after decimal point. Suppose this is decimal point. What is scale here? 2. We can go for 2 digits after decimal point. So out of 5, 2 already given after decimal. Before decimal, we can go for 3 digits. Only this area, after decimal area, this comes under scale, and the whole part is comes under precision. Okay. This is what numeric data type, precision and scale. Precision minus scale equal to number of digits before decimal point. Okay, na? So now any questions from this, please? Numeric data type is clear, or any questions? Anybody? Please.
Sorry, this is numeric data is included only integers and then floats. That's it, as or else anything else?
Sorry, what is the question? Repeat again.
Sorry, in integer, in numeric only integer and the float is included, or else anything else? Anything else in the data type, sir?
Anything means what?
Anything means decimal, float, integer. It's all comes
They're
under
all
one.
only, right? They're all numbers only. See, you are going for decimal value, integer value, float value. Everything is comes under number only, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. So we call it as a number. Is all covered into one category called as number data type.
Yeah, that's what. Everything
Oh,
comes under.
fine, sir.
So now coming to next scenario. These are the different data types we have in number family. Coming to next step, string data. String data means character data. So character data, we have different data types. Char of length, fixed length, character data. What is this? Fixed length character data. It accepts alphanumeric data. Alphanumeric means what? Mixing of characters and the numbers. What is the meaning of mixing of characters and numbers? See, for example, I am giving 1, 2, 3. This is number. Suppose I am giving A 1, 2, 3. What is this? I am giving A 1, 2, 3. This is alphanumeric. Okay. So this type of data you can store in fixed length character data type. In the same way, default size is 1 byte. What is the default size? 1 byte. Okay. And max size is 8,000 bytes. So that means a default size means what? Suppose you are not giving any length. So for example, you are declaring some column. In the same way, while declaring column, you are going to give some data type. Suppose char. Right? Then how many characters it is going to accept? Right? Got my point, right? So while declaring any column, while assigning data type, character data, you have to provide some length, char of 10, char of 20, like that. But you are not assigning any length, you are just giving it as char only. Then what happens? How many characters it accepts? Only one character. Only one character. Because default size is 1 byte. That's why whenever you are going to use this data type, don't forget to assign size. Okay. But max size is 8,000 bytes. Up to 8,000 bytes, you can store maximum in this data type. Okay, that is the scenario. Default size 1 byte, max size 8000 bytes means that is the meaning. Okay, now in the same way, this data type provides the good performance also. Performance means what? Speed. Accessing speed of the database comes under performance of the database. In the same way, there is some issue with this database. What is that issue? I mean, not database, data type. What is that issue? Memory wastage. Right? And that means when we are working with this data type, some memory wastage will be occurred. So how memory wastage occurs? Tell me. This is common question, right? And for example, we have some table. In that table, we have some column, ename column. In ename column, we are going to store 10 characters because max of char of 10 I have given. Char of 10 means what? Maximum of 10 characters, right? And maximum of 10 characters can be inserted into ename column. Okay, that's fine. Suppose I'm inserting my name Suresh. How many characters there in this name? 6 characters. Maximum 10 we have given. Maximum we assign 10, but we are inserting only 6. So it has to occupy only 6 byte space in the database. That's fine. But what happens, it occupies 6 bytes for the data, whatever you inserted. Remaining 4 bytes, it will go for blank padding. That is the problem. What happens? Remaining 4 bytes blank. Blank means what? Null value is going to store. So space wastage only. No doubt. Unnecessarily you are losing space, right? So when we are working with this data type, some memory wastage will be there, like this example. Okay. But but now the question is, even Microsoft also knows that when we are working with this data type, fixed length character data, some memory wastage will be there. Then why it is there still? Then why it is there still? That's what my question. I'll tell you. Performance is the main reason. I typed there performance, right? That is the main reason. And coming to next scenario, generally, when we are going to use this data type, some fixed length columns will be there. Suppose true, 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 false, false, false. I mean, every time same data, right? And every time same data is going to store in those columns, right? You can expect that. What are those columns, right? So this type of columns, we use this data type. Otherwise, what happens, we are going to work with the next data type called as varchar. Varchar, right? And variable length character data. Varchar means what? Variable length character data, right? Now, coming to next scenario. Here, it also accepts alphanumeric data. Default size 1 byte. Max size 8000 bytes. Okay, na? Default size 1 byte, max size 8000 bytes, same, but the scenario is no memory wastage, right? And right, no memory wastage. That's why maximum what happens, you know, real-time environment to store character data. We use this data type only, varchar. Right? And so coming to next scenario, you see, you go to char varchar. See, if you're working with char data type or varchar data type, you can store maximum of 8000 bytes only. See, previous class I discussed the same point, and maximum of 8 bytes only, 8000 bytes only. Then, suppose I'm going to work with some requirement. In that requirement, I want to store data more than 8000 bytes. What to do? You got my point, right? If you go to char and varchar data types, maximum 8000 bytes can be stored in. But now I got some requirement where I need to store more than 8000 bytes. What to do? Because I cannot use char and varchar. Am I right or not? So there we are going to work with the next data type called as varchar of max. Right? And see, everything, of course, it is variable length character data, accepts alphanumeric, no memory wastage, but max size can be stored in this is max size can be stored in this is 2 GB. Okay, na? Maximum of 2 GB's data can be stored when you are working with this data type. Okay, right? So now next step, we have to discuss about date to time of data. So how to store date time data? Because these are regular data types only. Number family, character family, date time family. So we discussed about number family, character family already. Now what is the next important data type? Date time family. So concentrate on this also, please. So coming to date time data, we have different data types. Suppose small date time. Okay, now in this data type, we can store date time value up to 2079th year. This is the maximum limitation. We can store data up to what? 2079th year. That is the maximum limitation. So if you want, you can go for date time also. In this, you can store data up to 9999th year. Right? So generally, what we do, we go for date time only because size is more, right? If you are going to work with small date time, you can store up to 2079th year only. But if you are going for date time, you can store up to 9999th year, right? Sri Satya Bamidipati, any questions, please? Any questions, please? I cannot hear you. Send message, please. You can utilize that chat box. In GoToMeeting, we have chat facility, right? You can use that.
Yes, Suresh, am I audible to you?
Yeah, tell me.
Could you please tell me first basic difference between where and varchar? I understood the varchar max. Okay.
Sorry, what is the question?
Basic difference between where and varchar.
Where is not there, right? We have only varchar. Char and varchar only we have. There is no where data type.
Char and
We have data types only char and varchar. Okay.
I'm
So
asking
char
about char
fixed
and
length,
varchar.
char fixed length, varchar is variable length. The only difference between char and varchar is memory wastage. That is the only difference. And see, we have varchar max data type also. When we are going to work with varchar max data type only, when your requirement is more than 8000 bytes. Okay, now. So when your requirement is more than 8000 bytes, then you are going to work with varchar max. Clear? Okay. Right, all of you. So now coming back to this data type, date time. Small date time and date time. So max we go for date time only because of size. See that length, I mean max length or max date can be used, right? But remember, if you are going to work with a small date time or date time, if you are going to work with a small date time or date time, you can store date value and time value. Okay, na? Now you can ask question, what is the meaning of date time value and time value? I tell you. Suppose 4 wise DD. This is date value. This value comes under what? Date. Space, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. This values comes under time. Okay, na? Two different scenarios we have, check it there. Right, and two different scenarios we have here. So this is date value and this is time value. I'll type it here. Date. And this values comes under what? Time. So when we are working with the date time data type, okay, when we are working with the date time data type, it stores date value and time value also. For example, I want to store only date, or I want to store only time. What to do? You got my requirement, right? If you want to store date time data, you can go for small date time or date time. Fine. But my requirement is I want to store only date, or I want to store only time. So in this scenario, what to do? Right? And suppose this is what the requirement is. Only this value or only this value. What to do? So in this case, we have separate scenarios, date data type and time data type also available. Only date, only time. What is the data type name? Date. In this, you can store only date value. What is the data type? Next data type name? Time. In this, we can store only time value. That is what the scenario. Okay, no? Right? So these are the different data types we have in date time. Of course, only date, only time also. Any questions, please? Right? So any questions from date time data? It seems no questions. Tell me, please. See, time difference, duration, right? And the question is, all of you question is, time difference, finding time difference kind of scenarios. Yes, we can do that. We can do that. So that we also call it as the duration, right? But see, for do no. Today we are discussing about only data types. For doing those tasks, what happens, in the coming sessions, we are going to work with the functions concept. Okay, na? So date time functions we have, in the same operators we have, in the same convert function also there, cast function also there. So by using those functions, we can do different scenarios. Okay. For example, previously in this, I have given some date format. See this. I'm going back here. Right, wait, please. So I think I erased it. So there is some date format, fixed date format for SQL Server. But sometimes what happens, your client will ask you, hey, this is the date format we have in SQL. I want to change it. I want to change this date format. What to do? Right? In that scenario, we are going to work with conversion functions. But now if I'm discussing those things, you cannot understand, because see, we are in the beginning only. You are in the beginning only, right? Definitely we are going to work with them. Don't worry about that, right? Okay, na? Fine. So coming to next data type, money data type. So what is this money data type? It is used to store currency values. Okay. See, you have different number family, right? See, just now only we discussed about different number family data types. You can use them to store number family currency values also. Huh? Why you are going for separate data type? Tell me. This is common question and doubt also, right? And but I'll give you a scenario here. For example, I want to store data like this, $10. What is that? I want to store data like this, $10. 10 is okay. 10 is number, okay, I'm accepting. But what is the dollar symbol? That is special character, right? So your important point is, you can store currency values, but You cannot store currency symbols in number family data type. But it is in number family. That's why we need separate data type to store currency values with the currency symbols. Right, guys? That is money data type. That is money data type we are working now. Okay, Nandi? Next data type we have XML. So basically, you know, XML is used to store XML type data in SQL Server tables. Basically, XML data type used to store XML type data in SQL Server tables. So, simple thing, usage is very less. XML data type usage is very less, but we can store XML type data in SQL environment by using this data type. Right. Coming to next scenario, binary data. Binary means what? Generally, we feel zeros and ones. Okay, I'm accepting, but purpose is different. And if you want to store audio files, video files, photos, images, then we are going to use this data type, binary data type. So here also we have binary, where binary. Okay, binary means same like a char, right? Binary means same like a char. Where binary means same like where char. So binary, what happens? Max 8000. Where binary max 8000. Binary memory wastage. Where binary no memory wastage. Fixed length binary data. Fixed length binary data. In the same way, variable length binary data. But the scenario is, if you are going for fixed length binary data, I'm sorry, or variable length binary data, max size is 8000 bytes. That is the max size we have. If it is exceeding 8000 bytes, what you are going to do? Tell me. So we have where binary of max. I'm sorry, where binary of max. Variable length binary data only, but maximum size you can store up to 2 GB. Size is more. What is the maximum size can be used here? 2 GB of the data can be stored maximum. Right? So where binary max, where char max. We have where char max also, right? So these are the things we have. Right? So this is the thing we have. These are the different scenarios we have. And coming to next scenario, give me 1 second, all of you. 1 second. Right, all of you. Coming to next scenario. So we discussed some points previously, like different data types. Like for example, number family data, right? We discussed about number family data, character data, date time data, XML type data. In the same way, We also discussed about binary, money, different data types. So these are the data types we have in SQL. Coming to next scenario, yesterday's class only, we discussed some point. That point, like, server name or database name. In the same way, tool. What is the tool name we discussed in yesterday's class? Tell me anybody. SSMS. SQL Server Management Studio. By using SQL Server Management Studio only, we can connect to database and we can perform operations. So I already installed SQL Server and Management Studio in this laptop, in my laptop. Let me open it. See. Wait, it is taking time. Wait. See, this is server name. You can also do, sometimes what happens, when you are working with real-time environment, you are going to work with multiple servers. So there you just click on browse for more. While connecting to Management Studio, you can click on browse for more, like this. Here, expand the database engine. See that how many servers installed in this laptop? 3 servers. So suppose I want to connect it to this server, just I need to select like this. Here we have security related authentication thing that we will discuss, because we have DCL concept, data control language concept. Under data control language, we are going to discuss about it. Connect. See this is the Management Studio environment. See here, after connecting to Management Studio, you have to go to new query, because we are going to work with the queries maximum, right? So you just click on new query. Here you have to select your database name. So now I'm going to give you database also practice purpose. Suppose my database name is Suresh DB. Use Suresh DB. Execute. See this here. Here you can see what is the database selected. Suresh DB selected. So I typed this statement here. After that, I clicked on this execute button. So what happened? Whatever the database I need, of course, I'm maintaining, right? That database is selected, right? So now in this database, we have different types of tables and we can perform operations on those tables, practice purpose, right? And so this is the thing. Now we have now next step is you have to install SQL Server and create database for practice purpose. Okay. So now the thing is, here in chat, I'm typing my email ID. You have to send test email to this email ID. Okay. So if you send test email to this email ID, subject line 7 p.m. SQL class. What is the subject line? 7 p.m. SQL class. If you send it, I will give you access to SQL Server installation videos, and even I'm going to send you some materials also. I'm going to send you some materials also, right? And that's what we do. So see tomorrow, same time. And here I'm sending you, and one more important point. I already shared my email ID. Please, have you received my email ID? All of you, please.
Yes, yes. Give me one moment.
Now I sent it. And one more important point, please enroll for this training. I already have enrolled participants list with me, and we will share all these things to enrolled participants only. Okay, na? Right?
One moment, Suresh.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, as you say that there is a character family means it include varchar, char, and varchar max
Char,
like this, sir.
varchar, and varchar max.
Yeah, yeah. Just like in number family, there is only integer, decimal, float.
Yeah, that's correct.
Isn't it? Okay, sir.
Right.
Sir, some basic details. Integer is a number. It contains a positive value, negative value. Generally, I'm talking general. Integer is a number value, and then decimal.
Number value.
Uh,
Number, sometimes you can go for positive values. Sometimes you can go for negative values. Right? Different things will be there, but still it is number
yes, sir.
data one. Okay, na?
Yeah. The difference between decimal and float is both is including point values are 2.36 or 5.78. It's
But the thing
applicable.
is,
What's the difference?
in decimal, what happens? You know, if you're giving scale 0, it becomes integer, right?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
So that type of
Zero
small
taken as an integer.
little differences there, but we will discuss them later. Okay, na?
Okay,
Sir,
sir. Okay, sir. Fine.
hello,
Right?
sir.
Yeah, tell me, please.
Sir, I didn't receive your mail ID, sir, because I didn't get your screen. Can I know your mail ID, sir?
No, no, not screen, and I shared in sorry, chart. Please check in chart.
Oh, okay.
Vinay
Hello.
Kumar, have you attended my previous demos? P. Vinay Kumar.
Okay.
Vinay
Yeah, hi
Kumar?
Suresh.
Uh,
Yeah,
yes,
hi Suresh. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Have you attended my previous demo?
Yes, yes, yes. Yesterday I'm a little
Remember
bit
your
busy with
name?
my work, so yesterday I'm not attended your class.
Okay, okay. Right, no problem. Is this time okay for you, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Fine.
Okay, right,
yeah.
great.
Suresh, I want to talk sometime. Suresh, I didn't
Tell me.
receive the drive link. Okay, most of the classes I was missed. Okay,
See,
I was
one thing
missed.
is
So
important. Drive link today they are going to give. Please make a
okay,
call to training team, and because the drive links I am not giving. Okay, but
okay.
installation link only I am giving. Regular classes drive link will be given by DurgaSoft team only. If you don't mind, please call them once. Okay, na?
I have
Right?
Sir, if
already. Okay, okay. I'll catch up with them. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Carry on.
Yeah.
sir, if
Tell
we
me.
miss the class means if we have any doubt means how can we contact you, sir? I mean, if we have any
Oh,
doubt means if we didn't listen the class or if we are not, we will get the recorded videos. But in that
You
recorded
can
video,
ask questions in the next class, right? Suppose today you have some doubts. Tomorrow next class will be there, right? Right? You can attend next class also, right?
okay,
The next class you
if
can
some,
ask questions, right? And
okay.
Shekhar already shared my demo sessions also. Link is there. You can see those links also if anybody missing previous classes. Thank you, Shekhar.
Okay, thank you,
One more
sir.
thing. What we need to type in? You have already sent the email, right? What we need to type on that email?
Where, in which email?
You represented one email. Your email, right?
That
What
I
we,
told you now. You just type 7 p.m. SQL class so that I can share installation videos. Okay, na?
okay.
Right. Subject line. Right, Andy? Rabia, tell me, Rabia. We don't have any morning batch right now. We have only evening batch. Sally. Rabia, now tell me. You can unmute and talk to me.
Sir, I just mailed you regarding the link you will be sharing now for installation purpose.
Sure, I'll do that. Don't worry.
I wrongly forwarded from my father's account. I'll be sharing the same with my account.
Okay, no problem. No problem, Andy.
Thank you.
Okay, Rabia Sheikh, tell me any questions, please.
No, sir.
No, no. Okay. Right then. See you tomorrow, all of you. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Take care. Bye.